In MX1, Gertje Paulin was up the inside. Tony Cairoli was banging bars with just about everybody, and as he went across the turn, tried to cut across the back, was almost right at the back, but he somehow managed to overtake 14 riders between the first 2 or 3 corners. But up front it was the factory Honda of Max Nagl from the Suzuki of Clement de Sal, number 25. David Philipparts on the Garibaldi Honda, number 19, found himself in 3rd place ahead of the Ice 1 Racing KTM of Rui Gonçalves and 777 of Evgeny Bobryshev. Gertje Paulin was just behind them, number 21 on the factory Kawasaki, and he would start making a charge early on, finding a way past the Russian up the inside just before the long off-camber turn 14 over on the backside of the circuit. Gonçalves was in 4th, and suddenly Paulin was up into 5th place, taking Tommy Searle with him. Tony Cairoli, though, he got his mojo on, and Tony Cairoli got himself caught behind the number 89 of Jeremy Van Hoorbeek. At this point, the rain was starting to come down. It was an ever so slight drizzle coming in from the mountains. And while the images on screen looked pretty bright, it was anything but that in the actual race itself. It was pretty dark out there on track. Visibility not at a premium for the riders. It was getting dark, and tear-offs and roll-offs were causing the riders some kind of problems. Certainly for Gertje Paulin, ran out of tear-offs. I think he pulled one and they all came off, but he wasn't able to, or it never held him up trying to find a way past Rui Gonçalves at the top of the hill. That put him in a 4th position. Then he would go after number 19, David Philipparts. Tony Cairoli, meanwhile, was having problems getting past Davide Guarneri. That was the battle for 7th position. Then Cairoli still having problems trying to find a way past 89, Van Hoorbeek. And he was getting pressure as well from the back from the number 22, Rockstar Energy Suzuki of Kevin Strybos. Evgeny Bobryshev having a good ride, still suffering with that broken bone in his leg. But Tony Cairoli up the inside of Van Hoorbeek in the end, and that put him into 7th position. Then he would go after the Russian Evgeny Bobryshev. Hard move down the inside. Saw him find a way past the Russian, who tried to fight back, but Cairoli had the inside line covered. The battle for 2nd position, though, or 3rd place, was between David Philipparts and number 21, Gertje Paulin, who gradually closed in on the former world champion, but already lost all those tear-offs and was having to wipe the goggles at every opportunity rather than take them off. It was a good move in the end as well, because certainly paid off for him. Tony Cairoli, though, got himself onto the rear wheel of Tommy Searle. Tommy Searle was in 6th on the CLS Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki, on the green Kawasaki here. Tommy Searle just having a nice steady ride, started in 6th, eventually would come home in 5th place, finding a way past Rui Gonçalves in the second half of the race. And that was Gonçalves being passed there by Tommy Searle, just going through turn 2. Cairoli was next on the radar. Wasn't going to find a way through there, though, because that corner just cuts right to the inside through the waves on the turn. Tony Cairoli found a way past Gonçalves at the top end of the circuit after the big step up, and that put him then into 6th position, just behind Tommy Searle. Eventually, Cairoli had to throw his goggles off as well. The rain causing all kinds of problems visibility-wise. Lost a couple of positions, had a look over his shoulder, but Van Hoorbeek came around the outside. Then Guarneri was pressurising him. So Tony Cairoli went from 6th down to 8th, got him back into 7th position, and that's where the Italian, the World Championship leader, would eventually finish. Van Hoorbeek would come home in 6th place, but Max Nagl making it look easy at the front of the field. But this was a battle in the closing stages between Tommy Searle and Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, the battle for 5th position. Tommy Searle eventually won that one, though. So the two MX1 rookies really having to work hard for that 5th place. But Tommy Searle was that winner of that battle in the end, as I just said. But Max Nagl, though, it was a start-to-finish win for him. He came out of the final corner, hit the tabletop. The fans loved it. He took the checkered flag, takes his first real race win of the season. De Sal was 2nd, Gertje Paulin was 3rd.
What a way to start the weekend.
Oh, great way. I mean, first time here on this track, I really like it. And the race now was really difficult because end of the heat it started raining hard. It was getting really slippery. But for the win, I'm so happy for myself, for the team, for Honda, everybody. Because it was so difficult the last 2 months with the injury and troubles. And now finally, I mean, it was not a win from the race, but qualifying heat win is also not so bad. And everybody is really pumped now. And now I can build it up for the next few weekends, also for tomorrow. I have a good gate peak inside, so maybe I can do podium tomorrow. That would be awesome.
Massive congratulations. We hope to see you back up here tomorrow.